r/askreddit. What did your friend do that accidentally turned you on?
Decide to randomly put their legs on your lap to sleep while in a car.
I imagine this is much worse if you have a foot fetish lol. Hey, imagine being on Reddit for almost 6 years and then your most popular comment ever is a foot fetish-related comment with a wholesome reward.
Don't have a foot fetish. She's just very attractive.
I was off from college for about a week. I came back and a friend of mine who I hung out with every day ran up and hugged me. But as she hugged me, she jumped and wrapped her legs around me, and we were just looking at each other. Should have just went for it, but alas, I only realized after the fact months later. If I could go back in time, I'd punch myself in the balls.
That reminds me of when I was 18 and very socially inept. Had a crush on a friend of a friend from high school. We were all at the pub. Legal drinking age here is 18. And I bought her a drink. She went in to give me a kiss, and for whatever awkward reason, I assumed she wanted to kiss me on the cheek, so I turned my head to the side. She tried to readjust and attempted a second time, and of course, being the idiot that I am, I turned my head away again, thinking I was sparing her the embarrassment of accidentally kissing me on the lips. Needless to say, she didn't want to hang out with me all that much after that day, and it wasn't until much later that I realized why.
In high school, a girl I hung out with changed clothes in front of me on the basis that, well, you've seen me in a bikini, so whatever, and I was like, yeah.
I was making coffee in my AeroPress for us and pressing slowly on the top of it like you're supposed to, when she shouldered me over a little and leaned on my hand to push it down faster. It was cute as F and I'll never forget it. Edit. Oh, shit. This is too many upvotes. She's gonna see it. Hi, sorry.
Damn/r/coffee has finally primed itself for horny jail.
They also all have murderous rage because he pressed the button too fast.
A girl I became friends with on a school trip in high school fell asleep on my shoulders on the ride back. I'm 28 and I'm still coasting on that memory.
A core memory.
I remember a girl classmate friend liking the smell of my deodorant and just grabbing onto my arm and then proceed to walk beside me.
What guys who use Axe think would happen to them?
I've used Axe and Speedstick. I always get comments on Speedstick. Top comment, you smell like my dad.
Choked me playfully, shocked the hell out of me.
Now, Christian, remember Jesus.
That sounds like something the priest would say while choking you, playfully.
We were sitting on her couch watching Thor Ragnarok. Finished our Chinese food, she went and got a pint of Ben & Jerry's out of her freezer, and she sat sideways half on my lap and took turns, taking a bite and feeding me a bite. It was oddly intimate, but she'd made it clear she was convinced if we started to date, we'd end up married, and she wasn't sure she was ready for that. 6 months later, we were dating. 6 months after that, we were married, coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
Absolutely effing wholesome.
No, we aren't dating. I don't want to be married. Oh crap, how am I married?
A group of us went to a firework display, and during the usual louder and bigger finale fireworks, she jumped, grabbed my arm tight and didn't let go. Not sure what happened inside me, but yeah, that did it.
That's some anime crap right there. Now we just need the part where she confessed but the fireworks were too loud and you couldn't hear it.
Anime ending theme song swells.
Have this friend of mine. One day at home while we were drinking with some other friends, she started singing. At that moment I looked at her and didn't just see my friend. I saw a very attractive young woman. I sometimes still see that moment when I look at her and shake the thought away.
About a year ago, I had the same thing with my girlfriend before we got together. I have had a thing for her for quite a while when this happened, but in that one night where she drove me home from a festival at like 4 a.m, she started to sing randomly to a song I happened to like very much at the time, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. I must have stared because suddenly she stopped and asked if I stared because I liked it or because of something else. So then I told her that I really liked her singing, which she obviously denied because her singing was horrible. We said goodbye, and I thought about what happened for the next few days. A week later, I decided to ask her out, and we are still together 1 year later.
The power of the SpongeBob theme song.
I was once speaking to this customer, and I couldn't understand her because of her thick Russian accent. So my coworker stepped in and started speaking fluent Russian, and I swear it was the hottest thing ever. I definitely have a thing for accents because that crap was putting me in some type of mood. Fuck.
You're definitely a sleeper agent, just saying.
She asked me to touch her thigh. She was very proud of them after working out. Little did she know I really like thighs. We're engaged now.
Narrator, she knew.
Ruffled my hair.
It wasn't that big a deal, but she was one of my close friends, and that just, wow.
Benjamin, I thought you were gay.
No, you're the one who's gay. His name is missing punctuation. It should be. You're gay, friend.
Whisper in my ear. Instant boner.
He was driving and I was riding shotgun. He had to reverse to parallel park and turned his torso towards me, putting his arm around my seat in order to look back. He did that so confidently and effortlessly that it made me feel a little funny.
You mean my good parking skills could actually be useful?
I had a friend lick my face as a joke because she was one of those girls that thought they were quirky or different for acting like a weirdo or something. It was like freshman year of high school, It was definitely strange as hell. But Jesus Christ, did she awaken something in me. I wasn't even particularly attracted to her. I was just licked and I felt the arousal creeping in, and I'm standing there like, oh God, OF, please don't get a boner, F, fuck F, no.
I used to be precisely that girl. So nice to know that maybe, just maybe, I gave someone their sexual awakening.
It was definitely strange. Something tells me she didn't do it out of the blue now that I think about it. She did say she liked my sharp canines a few times, so maybe I was just oblivious as fuck. Or a stupid kid. Maybe both, but it was so abrupt, so I doubt it was even anything deep. But holy F, I won't forget that sensation. That legit rocked me to my toka core.
She was pulling me, like, aggressively, but playfully. There came this weird comfort I had never felt, even from my parents. Lo!
It's weird. It isn't a known feeling, though, so when it happens for the first time, it scares you.
At the school dance, a friend who I had a crush on came over and sat on my lap, despite there being plenty of free chairs next to me, and just casually had a conversation.
She knew and was effing with you, or trying to get you to make a move.
You never know. Maybe she's Canadian or something.
My high school crush was sitting on a table during class and pulled me close to her and wrapped her legs around my waist to not let me leave. She was in cross country, so her legs had some decent power on them. Right after, she grabbed my arm and gently bit my forearm. Ill did I know! She awakened 2 new things in me.
What were the 2 things?
D's nuts.
This was 5 years back in high school. A female friend and I were put in a group together for a science project. We met up after school at her place because no one was home, and she didn't want to drive over to my place. As I was sitting on my laptop and reading, she scratched my forearm with her nails to get my attention. Man, her look in her eyes and the scratches. I still remember that.
The look in her eyes that meant, don't sit on your laptop, we have chairs.
This is legit. Some crap my wife would say, LMA.
A colleague friend took care of my wounded knee during work. We were alone in the canteen, and he was very sweet and caring.
Guess I'm not used to that.
Ugh, are you me? I cut my hand at a previous job pretty good, and my coworker came and he bandaged my hand up, and I was like, da I am in bois. Just being cared for like that is such a turn-on.
We were both drunk at a friend's house party, and I playfully pulled her hair to get her attention. She gasped, and then gave a happy little moan. What made it hotter was the way she gripped the seat of her chair with both hands and encouraged me to do it again, and so I ended up playing with her hair all night. I still think about her gorgeous, bliss-filled face, though sadly we never took it any further.
I was going to post the same thing, except I'm the woman in this scenario. A friend of mine playfully wrapped my ponytail around his fist and gave it a tug, and it woke something up inside me. I couldn't help but make this little sound and looked at him with the most obvious bedroom eyes. We were sitting at our crowded lunch table too, and the guy, who is the most shameless person ever, actually blushed for the first time I can remember. Then our friends proceeded to tease the crap out of us.
Sat beside each other. She lied her head down onto my lap. I went into panic mode and promptly jumped in my seat, making her sit back up.
You idiot.
You are correct.
Didn't dock crap, but we were rock climbing and the rope was too tight, so he helped me untie it so he got close enough for me to catch his smell, and he actually smelled so good. Instant turn on. Might seem weird, but it is what it is. Dirt. And meep, he was sweating busy, he belayed me.
Ah, the old my figure 8 is too tight from taking a massive whip move. Oldest trick in the book.